Thank you for the well wishes. Always appreciated. As we just look at the guys lining up. Tony Norgran there. Followed by Timo. And Sebastian. And Ash Marshall. I believe we're waiting on Nikolai, who was just lined up there. Bart Horston takes his position again for the second week in a row on pole position in that BMW M3. Or M4, I should say, I believe it is.
That BMW has proven very useful. I remember in the first race, a lot of people didn't rate it, and it seems to be coming through.
Tiago there for his first event. What's that? That's P4 for Tiago by the look of that.
It's very respectable.
Exactly. That's not too bad. We are just waiting on the arrival of one Mr. King. There he is as he's just joined the track. We'll jump to the front and get ready for them all to head off. Focus on the lead car. Expect problems to the back.
Here we go. Round 3.
Round 3 from Barcelona. A track that none of the drivers know.
Perfect.
Absolutely perfect. Watch them all queue up there. Shouldn't be waiting for anybody, so we should be getting the green light shortly. Waiting patiently, it seems. Here we go. Cars are revving.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag, and we're away. And Bart has immediately pulled himself ahead of Nico. Nico on the back of Bart going into turn 1. He's not going to let him have it, is he? Is he going to late break him and take up the inside? It's not going to come here. Bart has maintained the lead into turn 1 as we look back. Ash Marshall has jumped past Luke King. Tiago holding station as well. With Sebastian. Oh, Sebastian, Timo and Tony are going to have a little conflab between themselves again. This didn't end well for either of them yet last week. Oh, dear. No, we're through. We're clean. We're good. Luke King going backwards off the start there. Oh dear, he's not going to be happy with that for himself. From 3rd, he is down to 6th by the look of that. As we follow Ash Marshall. Currently P5, I believe. Nico. Sorry, P3, I should say, for Ash Marshall. He was P5 off the lines. Ash has made up 2 places off the line. Nico trying to keep with Bart Horston as we go into the hairpin. Ash Marshall and Tiago Vivacqua. 3rd and 4th. With Luke King not far behind. Looks like everybody so far behaving themselves.
A very clean start. I mean, there was a huge difference in the start between the first 2 and the rest of the field.
That's it.
The top 2 got a really good start.
Already pulled out the gap. Let's give it to Ash Marshall here. Ash has managed to get himself a great little start and jump himself into the podium places. We have a look further ahead. Nico a bit off of Bart at the moment, so not able to stay with him into turn 1. Ash Marshall closely pursued there by Tiago, who runs it a little bit wide. We're in for a fight here by the look of it as we come around this lap. I think down that back straight into that hairpin that a lot of people have raced in chat on sim racing. That's where this is going to be fought. Tiago under the rear wing of that Mercedes, look.
There is some very quick corners around here.
And there's some horrible corners as well.
Yes.
You can see that Tiago was looking for a bit of an undercut. Didn't quite come out his way. Staying with him, trying to get earlier on the power now as we go up the hill to the right-hander and down the straight. This might be where Tiago has a go here. That BMW has got a bit of a power advantage, you would have to say, over the AMG. It's not happening, no. Ash has managed to hold him at the hairpin. Tiago tries for the cutback. It's not happening there. He's not close enough. King hanging on to the back of them, waiting for something to develop. Oh dear. Ooh, Thiago with a rear wheel on the sand there, sending the car a bit squirrely.
Mm.
Hanging on to the back of Ash Marshall. Down the long straight now. And he's in the slipstream and close. He's looking. Still looking. He pulls out to the inside. We're going down. Is he going to get him here? Last of the late breakers. Thiago goes through. And back into third place. Yeah, it looks like he's got him. Ash trying to hang on to him, fight him off. Thiago,
That BMW has some serious pace down that straight.
There, yeah, absolutely. I think the you can't underestimate the slipstream effect, even in big cars like these.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, it's all going off back here now. Luke King wants to go at Ash Marshall as well, and it looks like Sebastian is under the rear wing of Luke King as well. So Sebastian Norgran, I believe that is. Yes, it is Sebastian Norgran. Oh, Luke King bouncing over the old yellow sausage curbs there. Probably didn't want to be doing that.
Oof.
Took that for a good smack and a bit of air there. As I'm sure Defiant's just seen, as he is following along with all of you in the chat there.
Yeah, so it will sound like I'm a little bit delayed because good old Twitch.
I've also just seen your comment in the Twitch chat there. Cargo Vroom. Unbelievable.
I was helping Jagger feel at home.
Oh, is that what it was? Hi, Jagger.
Yes.
It's nice to see she's in one piece and able to operate a keyboard.
Well, that's probably up for debate.
Look at the safety car there. So we'll jump back to Nikolai. Currently P2, which is an improvement from the P3s that he's been having. Captain consistent, but not dropping Nico at a rate of knots this time. But equally, Nico not able to get under the rear wing of Bart's BMW. For all we know, you know, when you speak to Bart, cool as a cucumber, he'll only tell you sort of, you know, the very basics of what you want to hear. But I bet you any money, underneath that helmet right now is a man singing Barbie Girl as he peacefully goes round to himself. Quite happy. The Australian version of Kimi Raikkonen, I'm sure. We watch Nico come up the hill, swing right.
I did have to mute my microphone there because I was laughing a little bit at them comments.
I have my crystal ball out. Oh God, not Scotty's crystal ball. For those of you who were not in chat last week, Scotty has a set of mystic balls that predict the outcomes of these races.
Sorry, I didn't find...
As we hear Alexa's input on
featuring
the race.
Alexa.
Luke King still trying to fight Ash Marshall, but he's got a problem behind him in the form of Sebastian Norgran. Sebastian didn't have the best of races last week. He finished 4th in round 1, which came as a shock to all of us, to be honest. We didn't think he'd be that high up. Just being truthful, because obviously we know the calibre of the drivers that we've got in the field. Last week, there were a few errors, as it looks like he's going to go down the inside here of Luke King into turn 1. Is Luke just far enough ahead? No. Ooh. Sebastian tries to squeeze him there. Luke's having none of it, giving him enough room, and Sebastian Norgran is through on Luke King. Luke tries to cut back up the hill. Doesn't manage it. He's got to fall back in line and wait for another opportunity. So Sebastian keen to get on. Oh, he's run wide. He's run it wide there. That's brought Luke King back through. Luke King is now on the outside. He'll try and cut back through, but it looks like Sebastian's got the legs on him here. Yes, and that's a pull away there. So Sebastian Norgran managing to get himself up into what I believe is now 3rd position, isn't it? It'll be. No, sorry, 4th position. My mistake. He'll now be off up the road after Ash Marshall. Ash here, closing in on Tiago Vivacqua. Tiago is currently our P3 man, so I was correct in where Sebastian and Luke were. You should never second guess yourself. Ash can smell a podium here. After a run of results that, by his own standards and own admission, were probably not what he was expecting. He'll be after a result this time. And because we all know that everyone in chat likes Ash Marshall, I'm sure everyone's kind of hoping he gets on that.
He definitely seems to be the fan favourite. Everybody loves a good underdog story.
That's it. You wouldn't expect him to be an underdog. That's the thing. Even him, he would not say he was an underdog.
No, that is very true.
Remember, Ash Marshall has had a win at Spa this year in British GT in real life. So he's no slouch. He can drive, and he did that with a broken window. So while sitting in glass, so fairly impressive at Spa. Just tries to get himself around there. Tiago just pounding round in the BMW. Tiago's first race, putting on a good show. Getting himself a decent result. Getting himself a good haul of points. That's what he's after here. We'll jump to Nico. Currently P2. Bart Horston still out in P1. The two of them separated not by much, you would have to say here. A few seconds in it. Go through the hairpin once more. Scotty saying, I like the livery on Tiago's BMW. Well, that's wrong, Scotty. You're supposed to be liking these liveries here as we take a look at Bart Horston. These beautiful blue and white, understated, very rarely seen liveries.
Very exclusive to this race.
Exclusive to this series. Don't get used to seeing the other liveries. They will be disappearing by next week, and uniformity will be restored. All like clones going round. So, how do commentators do things like the Nürburgring 12-hour? I'm downing water something chronic at the moment.
It's definitely a skill. It's definitely a skill. Even as a streamer, you'll know yourself. It's hard talking for kind of 2 hours without stopping. Never mind.
Like charity streams and things like that. You have to talk for a long time. I mean, I can waffle with the best of them. But yeah, not having anything to drink. No, that's not good.
Well, it's certainly a skill in itself.
Let's have a check back through the field, shall we? So, Sebastian Norgran there, P4, pulling out his gap now on Luke King, P5. As we jump back to Timo, P6, with a car that's in one piece this week. That makes a change. Tony Norgran, P7.
Still plenty of time.
There is plenty of time for Timo to go full Timo. So, some people go full send, but you've not experienced racing until you've gone full Timo.
I feel like we need that on a t-shirt.
You need to go full Timo. Yeah. See, the light is dimming at Catalunya here. So the weather is taking a turn. The lights are on the BMW. And on the Ferrari as well. So, yep, dim weather, which means cooler temperatures. Which will be affecting the grip on these tyres. As we jump back through, just to see how everyone's coming through the main straight. As we see, no one's, they're all sort of there or thereabouts. No one's really sort of opened up a massive gap like last week, for example.
No, but I do wonder if being new to the track has something to do with that. If a lot of them are keeping reserved in the positions they're in, saving the car.
Well, we saw this last week, didn't we, with Bart Horston on Gaudy Much. They were together for a lot of it. Then Gordy just started dropping himself back and actually overtook Bart in the pit lane phase, which means Bart then had to catch him back up and overtake him, which he did. But you know, it was a clever strategy move by Gordy Mudge.
Yes, but it did also nearly go bad for him as it coming towards the closing period. He started to slow down. I can't remember who it was starting to come up to him quite quickly.
It was Nico, wasn't it? Nico was just behind him.
Yeah, once he realised, he soon put his foot back down and decided to get out the way.
As we just follow Bart Horston through here. Down into that horrible chicane that no one likes. There it is. Avoiding those sausage curbs. Just have a look back at Nico. Following the similar line. Oh, bit of a clout on the sausage curb there. And then P3, Tiago. P4 there, Sebastian. Everyone staying off of the big yellow sausages. Apart from Nico, who really seems to like to ride over that first one. And if anyone is on mute laughing to themselves at the word sausage, take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror.
I have no idea what you are talking about.
I don't know what you mean. I'm not that childish. Big hello to new followers that are joining us in the chat. Welcome, welcome. It's good to see you. Should point out, we do usually have a bit more in the way of... Oh no, Bart Horston runs wide. Bart's thrown it off.
Just as you were saying it.
Just as I was saying, that's promoted Nico up into P1. Oh, the grin under that pink helmet. I can't say that. I cannot say that. That's going to put Tiago on the back of Bart Horston. He's catching him. I was going to say the grin underneath Nico's big pink helmet right now will be immense. But I know I know you're on mute and I know you're laughing, you child. So Bart Horston with it all to do now. Has to catch back up to Nico and get past him. P1. Nikolai Rodriguez.
Composed
P2,
again.
Bart Horston. P3. Tiago Vivacqua. And currently dead on the floor. Defiant. You've got to see Sebastian there in fourth. The more these guys do these sort of little mistakes, the more the back marking guys, or what you would consider to be back marking guys at the moment, are going to come into play here.
It's exactly what they want. They want the front guys to make these silly little mistakes so they can capitalise, keep doing what they're doing.
They're all bunching up now. The two BMWs. As Tiago starts to get that little bit closer. Not masses, it would seem. Maybe only a tenth or so. Bart Horston trying to catch back up to the P1 position that he had held for the first 20 minutes of this race. You know when you just something happens and you then just get right into it. And you're just focusing. I know I'm supposed to be focused on talking to everybody in my chat. But I know how this goes. This is what, as a racing fan, this is what you like to see.
This is actual racing. Scotty thinks he's catching.
Yes, you would have to say Bart Horston is going to be on the back of Nico very, very soon. Oh, look at that gap. Look at it's closing right up. That BMW, either the BMW is insanely quick, or, I mean, more than likely you would have to put it down to Bart's driving. But look how close he gets through that chicane. You'd have to say, even though that mistake has cost Bart a little bit, let's say it's only a matter of time before he gets first place back, unless Nikolai can hold him off. But look how close they're getting now.
He's going to have to do some defensive driving, keep him off, because he's definitely got the pace on him.
Absolutely. Oh, that will be an off-track warning there, I think, for Nikolai. Went well over the lines there. Are we looking? Yeah, Tiago is still holding station in third. As we watch Sebastian Norgran still hanging on to his fourth place. We'll jump back. Luke King sitting firm in fifth. Bit of tyre scrubbing going through there, so struggling with the grip through that section. Timo McEwen, P6. The big question here, ladies and gentlemen, where on God's Green Earth has Ash Marshall gone? Ash Marshall looks like he has disconnected from the server, which probably means that his internet has died on him. I would imagine Ash Marshall is spitting feathers right now because he was P3. I do appear to have messages. It is not from one Mr. Marshall as yet. Oh, poor Ash. If that's the case, he will not be happy.
I think you may be right. He's no longer in the Pro Series chat, so
Ash.
certainly looks like that's the case.
Oh, that's the one thing with sim racing that can ruin it for you, your own internet connection. Oh dear. The chance of a podium for fan favourite, and it's gone because of his internet connection. That's
you hate to see that.
I would imagine his eye is twitching something chronic right now. Oh, Bart Horston coming up to the back now of Nikolai Rogevieux. I do hope I pronounced that correctly, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Nikolai being from Switzerland. I'm not entirely sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I hope I do. Oh, Bart Horston a little slower through there. So he's just dropped off the back again. Now, is he going to pull a Gordy much on Nikolai? And go for that extra lap? There we go. Does appear the iRacing server this evening is having a bit of a meltdown. We had problems with it to start off with. Getting everybody sort of in and getting started. We've had poor Ash Marshall disconnect from the server entirely. And a little bit of lag there. Whoever's in first place again, he seems quicker through the first half of the track. Second half, Bart is quicker. So they are cancelling each other out. I would say yes and no. I think Bart just sort of outbreaks himself a little bit on the odd corner here and there. But you clearly see Bart Horston is a lot quicker and gaining on Nikolai. I think in his hurry to get back through, he may be making the odd mistake here and there. So you mounting that sausage curb again. That's what you don't want. Here we go, down the main straight again as we enter the 24th minute of this 1 hour race. They will be starting to think about their pit stop strategies in the next couple of laps. You can hear the tyres scrubbing across the surface. They're struggling for grip. That BMW is just so much better under braking. Oh dear. That is Tony Norgran having a bit of a sandbath there. As we jump back to the leading fight between Nikolai and Bart. Now, Bart Horston has a really good chance here to take the lead in the series, given that Gordy Much is not here tonight due to his current commitments with the Esports Le Mans 24 hour that is happening. We wish him the best of luck with that as well. As the sim decides it wants to go and have a little bit of a moment for us there. Bart Horston all over the back of Nikolai down into the hairpin. It's not going to be enough, is it? No, it is not. But you have to fancy him going down that main straight. Oh, a bit lock up there, it looks like. Here we go, into that final chicane. Round the last corner. And then we'll be on the main straight. What's going to happen here? Is Bart going to get close enough? Place your bets.
You do feel like if the Beamer has a good exit onto that home straight, it's definitely got a more than a fair chance of getting past.
I would agree. That's going to be where it happens, I think. But Scotty's semi-right. It looks like those last couple of corners, that Ferrari is quicker. Just those last few corners. The rest of the time, Bart keeps closing in. And then just, I don't know if it's that corner before the chicane and then into the last one. Nikolai manages to pull away. And of course, in third, we do still have Tiago Vivacqua in his first event. He's creeping up to them, you know. Might be the unseen one that just comes in and just slips himself past all of them.
I mean, he'll be over the moon with that, with his first entry into the racing series, being on the podium, which is exactly what Motion Sport said earlier.
Now, let's not give Cameron a big head and make him feel like he can foresee things. let's not do that. As we watch, we'll stay with this fight at the moment. Everyone else behind is currently a little bit spread out. Everyone's sort of settled into their positions. But this fight is effectively the top three. We have to bear in mind Tiago is still there in third and still hanging on to this fight. Through the chicane again. And again, you can see the Ferrari pulling away on Bart Horston. And there's too much of a gap there for that BMW to get on the back of the Ferrari. So that is where Nico has the edge on Bart, it seems. It does look like this is going to come down to pit stops again.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. We're starting to come to that kind of timing where strategy just starts to come into play a bit.
Just seeing we've got a call for Ash Marshall for president in chat. I will let Ash know that that's what the call is now. I'm sure I'll get a message from him very shortly. What am I seeing? That's fine. I will. I'll tell you what. I will let Ash know because I'm sure he won't be happy.
May cheer him up a little bit. Still know the fans are still thinking of him.
There we go. I'll send that to Ash for you, so the chat knows. There we go. I will keep the chat informed on what Ash comes back with. I'll also let you know which party he will be running with when he decides to go for the presidency. Have we decided which country that presidency is in? Because I don't think it's the States, is it? I think it would be something obscene knowing our chat and knowing our followers. Ash Marshall has sent a reply for everybody in the chat. Yes, he's obviously very grateful, but he just says, unfortunately, my PC crashed. Which is nice to see that it's a PC and not the cars.
Yeah. At least it wasn't his pigeon internet, so...
Yeah, so he's still having issues with it, but it's not the first time it happened.
Oh, there you go, Tack. You got more happy birthday wishes in the chat.
Oh, joy, a constant reminder that I am aging. Thank you for the happy birthdays in chat. It's been a long day, both with work and in general. You know, as you get older, birthdays just don't seem to do the same thing, do they? You don't get presents. You don't even get
How many
socks.
pairs of socks did you get for your birthday?
I didn't get any socks this year. What I did get was cake.
Ah, well, there you go.
That's it. I do love cake.
That's the important thing.
Do love a bit of cake. Actually, I've got 2 cakes if you count the one that Pidgey bought to the Twitch meeting.
Ah, of course, the brownie cake.
The only disappointment there was it was not shaped as I'd requested for my birthday. I'd requested a very specific shape, which we won't go into, but it was not there. It was obviously a bunny. Of course, it was a bunny.
Yes, obviously.
How's 26 looking? I don't know. How does 26 look? It's been that long. There are sections of me these days that look like Dumbledore's beard. I will just leave it at that. I would love to think there are people in chat right now thinking, what could look like Dumbledore's beard? I'll tell you what could look like Dumbledore's beard. Nico's grey Ferrari, which is still out in first and ahead of Bart Horston, who has not managed to get by as yet. I'll quickly change from where the chat was going. Does seem Bart just cannot get close enough that Ferrari to get by.
Where are we at for times at the moment? Who's got the fastest time so far?
Time so far. Shall we have a look, being as it has been requested? We will go from Tony Norgran, 1:47.5. Nico, 1:45.1. Although, sorry, apologise, that is the practice. 1:45.2 is the fastest for Nico. Bart Horston, 1:44.7, so half a second quicker. So, you have to say, you know, he's quicker just in general. He should be past him here. But it's just not going Bart's way. That Ferrari is holding him up. 1:45.6 for Tiago Vivacqua, so holding on to his third place quite nicely. Sebastian, 1:45.8 is the fastest, so he's still in contention for that third place. Luke King, 1:46.3. Timo McEwen, 1:46.6. Tony Norgran, 1:46.4. So the top three are sort of covering themselves by a second in terms of fastest lap. But at the moment, it does seem Nico is very much, should we say, a cork in a bottle. He's sort of holding back Bart a little bit. Bart is stuck in that turbulent air. And then just
he's doing a great job, though. That's exactly what he needs to do.
Exactly
he's not got the race pace.
In that last section, he's doing just enough so that in the overtaking zones, there's just no way. The BMW is just not close enough. Bart Horston to run as Ash Marshall's vice president. Well, there we go. We've got a call for Bart Horston for vice president now as well. I want Sebastian to get a win in this series. It's not impossible. Well, you have to say Bart Horston is a lot closer this lap. A lot closer.
Oh, he is. It certainly is.
Is that going to be... Ooh, I don't know. This is a section now where Nikolai tends to be that bit quicker. It's going to come down to that chicane. So as they come round and we watch them go into the chicane when we hit it, that's where we're going to see if Bart has got enough. We're losing the man with the crystal ball this evening. I'm sure we'll all miss him, but everyone wish him well.
Yep, Scotty, thank you for stopping by. And everyone, remember to follow all of our socials.
Facebook, Twitch, YouTube.
Just search Blue Streak Esports everywhere. And
we
you're good.
We are pretty much everywhere. And again, it looks like... both are in the pits. We've got Nico and Bart in the pit at the same time. Oh,
I thought Bart may have stayed out if Nico went in there.
Who is going to be the one that gets out first now? They're both going to be watching. This is all going to come down to who fuels and who does what with the tyres. It's about to go down. And we've got Tiago in the pit as well. The top three all in the pits at the moment. In fact, Tiago went too far and has had to reverse down the pit lane. Little bit too keen there. Nico's away first. Bart away as well now. Okay, right. Now then. Now it's on. The pit stops have started. It looks like, yep, is that Sebastian Norgran? It is Sebastian Norgran. Currently ahead of Bart Horston as he's jumped him in the pit lane, it looks like. Let's bear in mind, though, Sebastian will have to do a stop, so... But this is going to work out in Nico's favour here because Sebastian's going to hold up. Look at that.
He's not going to let him past. So
No, absolutely not. No. Make no mistake, this is for position. This is going to allow Nico to open up at least a bit of a gap. Will Sebastian pit this time, or is he going to keep pounding round just to make things worse for Bart's chances of that win? As you can see, Nico is just squirreling off into the distance now. Into the hairpin. Again, Bart Horson not close enough to make any form of lunge here. You would have to say that. I would expect Sebastian to pit here. He must pit. If the others have already been in, I would imagine that Audi is running on fumes.
Yes, it can't have a lot of fuel left in it now.
He's not diving. He's not gone in. He's still going round. Just to make Bart's day that little bit more miserable. And I think...
Seb, my hero.
And I think, down the straight, has Sebastian Norgran got enough of a gap here? I think he has, you know. He has. Is Bart going to go for a... Bart's going for a dive? It's not going to be there, is it? He's too far back. And Sebastian Norgran is holding up Bart Horston, allowing Nico to get away for that P1. Here we go. The BMW is now up the side of the Audi. Now Bart should be able to get past him. Here he goes. And he's through. But that's going to have cost him time. Sebastian Norgran has held him up and he's fighting back. He's not going to give it up.
He's he's doing a job, or
that was a great little bit of racing.
I don't think he's got much of a choice. But yeah, that was really good.
He wasn't going to give that up. He might still have to pit, but he's not going to let him by with ease, was he? Absolutely brilliant.
No.
Okay, so Nico's got a bit more of a gap than he's had previously. We are at a point where we have 22 minutes left in this race. Can Nico nick that first win? It's gonna be a tight one again, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, what do you do here if you Nico? Do you ease off a bit, save the tyres a little bit for the inevitable catch up and then defend, or do you just foot to the floor and go for it?
I think it has to be flat out and just go. I don't think there's any holding back here. Oh, there, Sebastian. Stay off the sausage. Now. Oh, so we're having a fight back here now. What's this? We've got Timo McEwen and Tiago Vivacqua in a fight through the chicane. Remember, Tiago was P3 before the pit stopped. It's all been turned on its head in that pit stop phase with the top three coming in. Looks like Tiago's going to fly down the inside there. Look at that. With ease. Who's that coming out?
BMW on the straights has some serious power.
We see Tony Norgran coming out of the pits there in his Lamborghini. Luke King in the background there, still pounding round. I'm not sure if Luke has been in the pits or not. If he's not, that is a devastating result for him. I believe he must have been in the pits. He has to have been, surely. Because at the moment, he is effectively stone dead last. And if he's not been in the pits, that's not good. He's somehow lost out. It doesn't look like there's damage on that car, so I don't think he's been off. There's no dirt, no dust. Curious. We'll have to have a look back over the replays and then bring the result to you. As we cut to Sebastian Norgran, P3. And here we go, look. The fight that is once again Bart Horston versus Nikolai, and Bart is all over the rear wing of that Ferrari. You have to. This is probably going to be the overtake here. He is so much closer than he's been previously. He's going to dive down now. He'll pull out of that slipstream. Oh, leaving it as late as possible. He's out. The BMW down the inside now of that Ferrari. And that will be Bart Horston back into P1, into turn 1. And normal service has been resumed. Bart Horston, P1, from Nikolai Rodriview P2. Currently, Sebastian Norgran P3. What a turn up for the books that's going to be. Sebastian gets this.
Has Sebastian pitted yet? Because I don't remember seeing him go in.
I've not seen Sebastian in the pit yet, which means he could be leaving this incredibly late. He might just be out there to get himself some airtime, you know, to get himself noticed.
Very good shout.
If he has, I'm pretty sure he's not been in the pits. I haven't seen him in the pits. As we take a look. Oh, taking out some cones there. Now, we're not seeing anything there, so I think he must be in the pitch soon, sure. Unless he's pulled a blinder and fueled himself for the entire race, so made himself heavy at the start.
Chat are saying that he hasn't pitted.
No, definitely not, and he's still going round. I have a feeling he's fueled himself entirely.
Going to go for a very, very late pit stop.
You would think so. So it's going to be a bit of a splash and dash. We'll just cut back to Nikolai, who is trying to get back onto the tail of Bart, but Bart Horston in his BMW clearing off again up the road, you have to say.
Stoney, you are correct in what you're saying there. Everyone does have to pit once, but there's no stipulation on when they have to pit.
Correct.
As long as it's in the race.
So we will keep an eye. But I'm pretty sure he hasn't been in the pit. He could well have pitted early. Did he have damage in the beginning? Because if he's been in the pit on that first lap or two... Controversy. Watch Tiago there. Currently P4. Trying to chase after Sebastian Norgran. He is a long way back though. Sebastian's through the hairpin and away while Tiago is coming down the back straight at the moment. So we watch Sebastian now coming through again, back through the chicane section. We've still got no dive for the pits from Sebastian Norgran. Where does that leave the rest of our field, shall we say? So we've got Bart Horston obviously in P1. Luke King is showing P5 at the moment. So he's still out there pounding around behind Tiago Vivacqua, who is a long way up the road. We've got Tony Norgran, P7 in the Lamborghini. And Timo McEwen, P6, and managing to only spin once this week. So I think we'll all give him a round of applause for so far keeping the car relatively straight. Let's just keep an eye.
Let's hope you haven't spoke too early there.
Yeah, there may be a reason I did that. Let's just say. You've heard of the commentator's curse. Just watching Luke now try and effectively lap Tony Norgran. Tony is the one currently in 7th place, so he should be getting the blue and yellows to get out of Luke King's way. But bear in mind, with iRacing, you are not obliged to get out of the way. You could be given the blue and yellows to let you know that a faster car is coming through, but it doesn't say, you know, you need to move. It's basically saying there is a quicker car, but you decide if you want to get out of the way. As we cut through now.
I'm not going to lie. If that was me, I would not be getting out of the way of anyone.
No, you don't. You have a tendency to crash into the wall and then reverse back onto the track and take people out. But I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter. I certainly don't.
You crash once a week.
There we go. Sebastian Norgran, ladies and gentlemen. It's in the pits.
He's in the
Pitting
pits.
from
He is in
P3.
the pits.
A good stint there from Sebastian. You have to say, he managed to go a lot longer than everyone else. So he'll be chuffed with that. But normal service is going to be resumed as Thiago Vivacqua goes through to take back his P3 spot. And now Timo McEwen and the rest of the field will filter back through as Sebastian Norgran exits the pits now and continues on his way. He had his stint there on P3. Had a fight with the big boys. Oh, he's going to come out with, I believe, is that Tony behind him? It is Tony Norgran. Which means, where is one Luke King? Has anybody seen Mr. King? He's still out there. 2, 3, 4. P5. But we are not seeing him on the track, it seems. Tony Norgran was the last place we saw him. We've got Sebastian Norgran ahead of Tony. There's Luke King, P5. Getting concerned as to where our Aussie friend had gone. Motorsport UK, boo! Luke's driving a bus.
Luke's driving a bus.
He's pounding around in P5 at the moment. He's out there. He's still putting in the laps. Looks like the weather's taken another turn as the lights come back on the cars. But you have to say, I think our order may well be decided. Barring any major issues, bear in mind Bart Horston did have that spin not far in. It could well happen again here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll keep a close eye. It's only going to be a touch on the grass, and these cars will go round. So we'll follow Nikolai, who is not far behind Bart Horston. Certainly within striking distance, if Bart has another little momentary lap, shall we say. You can see how close these guys do get to the off-track situation. Especially there, look, he's not far away from dipping a wheel onto that sand. Which you don't want to be doing around this track. Who have we got in the pits there? That's Tony Norgran back in the pits again. Is that the second time Tony's been in the pits? I get a feeling.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, I get a feeling that might well be. Luke mounting the sand there. Wants to be careful. I get a feeling Tony may have had a stop-go or a drive-through there for exceeding track limits too many times. Timo McEwen still out there. P6. No spinneroonies. No damage on that car. It's actually got its original paintwork this week. Wow.
Yeah, it's strange. I don't like it.
How dare Timo be so decent and how dare he stay in a straight line? What witchcraft are we seeing? Jump it back ahead to Thiago. Thiago currently P3 with a 1:45.6 as his fastest lap. And here again, the tyres sliding through that turn. I was about to say, oh, he's being chased, but no. It's okay. It's Tony coming back out the pits. Tony Norgran in the Lamborghini there. Being chased by Timo. Let's have a look further ahead as Nikolai is still P2. I want Timo to do a Booker T spin. I don't think I can go in and say, Timo, would you mind just doing a spinneroonie for the chat? Bart Horston there. Steady as he goes now. He just wants to be careful. We don't want another mistake. He doesn't want to be sending that car back around or off the track. This win will take him well ahead of everybody else. Put him neatly in line for that cheeky P1 prize pot. So we'll have a look at Luke King. Luke King, P4 currently. Luke appears to have made up a place there. Who's he made it up on? He's made it up on Sebastian Norgran. Now, that must have been through the pit stop phase, in fairness, as everyone's just sorted the order back out. Because Luke is too far up the road for that to have been an overtake. Go. Back to Bart Horston in the lead. With all of 9 minutes left of this round 3 at the Catalunya circuit. Bart Horston looking comfortable here for the win.
Yeah, he's got a fairly decent lead now. He doesn't have to push. He can.
That's exactly. He doesn't
pretty
need
much
to do
race
anything.
at his own pace.
Nothing heroic. Nothing major. Just go round, get the win, bank the point. On to round 4 is what he'll be thinking.
And if it stays like this, he'll be top of the tournament as well. He'll have a first place in the.
He will have a comfortable lead, to say the least. But Gordy Much will be back. And we have other drivers who will be joining us. So, again, this is a long series. Let's bear in mind there are still another 12 races to go. There is plenty of time for people to catch Bart Horston. But, who doesn't want a cheeky points buffer? That was a bit neater a little bit neater from Nico there. Mounting the sausage curbs at the end, but you can get away with it to that degree. How far down the road is Bart Horston? There's a few seconds in that now. So we watch him hit the apex. Followed by Nico. A good 5 seconds between them, you would have to say. There seems to be a distinct discussion about spinneroonies going on in that chat now.
Everyone wants to see the spin.
It's all about the spinneroonie. Esports, WWE. Is that what we need now?
I mean, that could be another category in itself. Ex-WWE wrestler pro tournament.
We're getting shouts now in chat. Pierre-Louis Chevet, when he joins. When Pierre joins, indeed. I know he wants to, but I also know because of his commitments with the FIA, it's very difficult to pin him down to get him racing. That's not to say he won't be with us, ladies and gentlemen, along with Will Tregurtha. Will was meant to be here this evening once again. Will has been in hospital for 3 weeks. He did send me yet another message on Instagram. Will, if you're listening, I'm pointing at you. I know you'll be with us eventually, along with Ash and his hopefully soon-to-be fixed computer. Will and Ash both know each other very well in real life. In fact, they're meeting tomorrow, and I have politely asked Ash to stick his boots up young William's bottom to be joining us. So expect Will to be with us very soon. And yes, I'm aware I said bottom. Stop it. Tiago Vivak, we're looking, you have to say, very comfortable. P3. Nice job from him for his first race out. He's got to be chuffed with that. Unless, of course, you know...
It's a great start.
It is. Unless he does what Bart did in that first few laps and bins it. Luckily, Bart has had enough time to get his lead back. Nico little wobbles through there. And here comes one Mr. Vivacqua. They've all opened it. Oh, dear. Well, I was just saying, Timo McEwen hasn't spun at all this race. But looking at the state of that Audi, you would have to say He has smacked that into a wall somewhere along the line. God knows where.
Normal service
Yeah,
has
normal
been
service
resumed.
has been resumed. Timo McEwen spinning out and smashing into something. We will bring you that spin and whatever it is he's actually done. Oh dear, Luke King as well now. Luke King in the sand. What is going on?
Oof.
We've had Luke in the sand. We've had Timo smacking into something somewhere on the track. The spoilers always look like that. On Timo's car, yes. Yes, it has.
He done the book of tea.
He's done the book of tea. Oh, dear. Oh, so now we're in a bit of a fight, aren't we? P5 and 6 here. Luke King versus Timo McEwen. Or McKeown. I think Luke has managed to gather himself back up and get back on with it by the look of it. Looks okay. Timo's car is going to be slowed down due to the slight knot.
That will change the aerodynamics.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, the airflow over the back of that car now is terrible.
It's probably great if you want to turn left. Not so much if you want to turn right.
I mean, I think he just doesn't like the back of that Audi. Last week it was the other side. This week it's the left-hand side, driver's side for him. So I just think he likes battering the rear quarter of that car. We're going to watch Luke King through turn 1. Little bit too much curb on that one, you'd have to say. He'll get away with it. I think now after the first 3 series, I think it's time to say we could give these guys some, should we say, lovable pet names. So I'm introducing you to Timo McSpinning. Say what you want about the spinning. Timo's giving the crowd what they want. Thorough entertainment. And even though he's had
Exactly.
another good old smack there by the look of it, he's great to watch. And he is still a quick guy on track. I have to remember, none of them are used to this track. So it was only a matter of time before somebody went off. I think it's just fate that it happens to be Timo again. Let's have a jump back up the field. Sebastian Norgran, still P4. Who have we got here? Tony Norgran. Tony, who you may remember, had the tandem spin with Tony last week. But this time his Lamborghini is in one piece. So he can have the smug points over Timo, I think. Jump back up the field to Tiago Vivacqua. P3. Going around quite nicely to himself there. Nikolai is still in P2. Going around quite nicely, the same as everyone else. Well, the same as the top 3, should we say. When's the Timo merch coming out? Bart Horston, there we go. Coming around, we've only got another minute of this left. So this will be the second to last lap. There is enough time for them to get one more lap in. Oh, Luke King in the pits. That is going to be a penalty due to too many off tracks. So that's promoted Timo McKeown to P5, I believe. We watch Bart Horston now over the line to start what I believe will be his final lap. Stick around, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, by the way. Don't forget, after this, we jump into the drivers' chat briefly. Just to have a chat with them, get their thoughts and feelings on the race and how it all went. Discuss how many times Timo went round in a circle. And ask what the hell happened to Luke King on that last section there. As he is now holding up Bart Horston for the last lap. You do get the feeling that Luke's just doing it for a bit of a giggle. So... the two Aussies having a bit of a go at each other here. I don't think Luke is going to get out of the way. It is not looking like it. The blue and yellows will be waving. But Luke King is just thinking, no, I don't want to. It's not in their nature to get out of the way.
Did you mean to do an Australian accent then at the same time?
I don't. Was that? It sort of came out vaguely Aussie, didn't it? So
Yeah, it did a little bit, yeah.
I don't. Yeah, it doesn't look like Luke King is going to get out of the way, but it doesn't matter. But Horston will still come over the line. P1. We come down now to the chicane. Round we go into the last corner, and that should be the checkered flag when we come round. We should see a waving man with a bit of luck. Believe that will be it.
Can't wait to hear Scotty gloat about this prediction.
That should be the final lap, unless they're going for one more. We had this last week where you look at the time and you go, well, that's an hour. Flag should be out, but it doesn't look like it is. It looks like he's going for one more. Same as last week, ladies and gentlemen. So that's one more lap for Luke King to hold up Bart Horston. So what we're going to look at here is an Aussie 1-2 over the line. That's what it's going to look like. But do remember that Luke there is P7 in the Ferrari, Bart Horston in the BMW P1. So you are looking at a lapping situation here, but Luke King does not want to be lapped. He's not having it. The point-blank refusal to get out of the way.
That would totally be me, because I would not want that.
I am not being lapped on the last lap. That is what that is. It's been another great event, I must admit. There's been some interesting points that I'm going to have to go back over the highlights and release to everybody. So keep an eye out for the on-demand videos. We'll try and find out where Timo span, how many times Timo span, and what Timo hit.
And when we're getting the Timo merch, the Timo Booker T cross Timo.
We all want Timo Spinneroonie merch.
Yeah, remember, make sure you are following the YouTube for them VODs. That's the
a win.
One of the many places you can catch them.
Win for Bart Horston. He'll be happy with that. P2 for Nikolai. One up on his last one. So again, another great race from him. As we watch Thiago come over the line in P3 for his first event, podium finish. Happy days for Thiago.
Fantastic. He'll be over the moon with that, I'm sure.
Definitely. Will be a very happy bunny, you would think. As he stops the car. Here we watch it here. We are watching Tony Norgran, who has managed to keep his Lamborghini spotless and clean as he comes over the line. Timo McKeown over the line in one very battered Audi for the second week in a row. Oh, I can't wait to ask Timo what he's done to that. Fantastic. Luke King still out there in P4. It's not quite finished. He's coming round. We'll get Luke over the line and then we will jump into the racers chat. Have a chat with those that are in there before we prepare for round 4 next week. Luke King over the line in P4. I believe that'll be the last one we have.